Caught on camera, HOA Karen sues me over my driveway. The judge looked at the HOA president and said the most savage thing I've ever heard in my life. The entire courtroom went dead silent. He said, "Ma'am, not only are you mistaken, but this video evidence suggests a personal vendetta." This HOA Karen tried to sue me for thousands over my own driveway, making my life a nightmare for 6 months. She thought she had an easy win. But she had nitrogen monoxide idea that my tiny security camera was about to become her worst nightmare. I had the ultimate secret weapon, and this is the insane true story of how I took on the HOA and won everything. The dream home and the HOA shadow. 2 years ago, we bought our dream house. We saved every single dollar to get this place. It was a perfect 3-bedroom with a huge yard where we were going to raise our kids. It was everything, or so I thought. There was just one problem. The neighborhood was run by an HOA. When we moved in, they gave us this giant binder of rules. Keep the lawn nice. Don't paint your house neon pink. It seemed fine. We're quiet people. We never thought we'd even deal with them. That was my first mistake. My second mistake was underestimating the crazy power trip people get from a title like HOA president. The HOA president, Karen, Brenda, was a literal nightmare. She patrolled the neighborhood in her golf cart like a supervillain, just looking for any reason to ruin someone's day. We learned really fast that Brenda was the law. And for some reason, she decided to target us from day one. It started with tiny, annoying things. A note for a trash can being out an hour too long. An email about our kids' sidewalk chalk being an unapproved modification. We tried to ignore it. We just wanted to live in peace, but Brenda wanted a war, and she had no idea who she was messing with. The inciting incident and the driveway project. A year later, we decided to give our house a massive upgrade and fix our ugly, cracked driveway. We chose these awesome concrete pavers with a simple brick border. It was going to look epic, and because I followed the rules, I submitted everything to the HOA for approval. I sent them detailed plans, sketches, everything. And guess what? They sent me an official letter saying, "Project approved." I had the receipt. I was 100% in the clear. The crew spent a week installing it, and it looked incredible. We were so happy. For 2 days, then Brenda showed up. She marched up and said, "This is not what was approved." No hello, nothing. Pure Karen energy. I told her I had the approval letter right inside, but she literally didn't care. She waved her hand and said, "The pavers are fine. That border is not." She said the committee must have missed it and that the border was a violation. She gave me 14 days to rip it out or I'd get fined. This wasn't about bricks. This was about power. And the battle had just begun. The escalation and the evidence. There was nitrogen monoxide way I was backing down. I had the approval. In writing, so I did nothing. And 14 days later, bam. The first fine. $100. I emailed the entire HOA board, attaching the approval letter and my plans, thinking someone would be reasonable. Nobody replied. Instead, they just sent another fine. Now it was $200. Then it went on for months. The fines just kept doubling. They were threatening to put a lease on our house. The stress was unreal. Our dream home felt like a prison. That's when I realized this was personal. I walked around the neighborhood and saw dozens of houses with the same violations they were fining me for. Other brick borders, weird mailboxes, you name it. One guy literally had a yellow brick road painted on his driveway. So I started my secret mission. I took pictures of everything. I was building my evidence file. This wasn't about a rule. Brenda was targeting me, but pictures weren't enough. I needed the ultimate weapon. I aimed my security camera right at my driveway, and what I captured was pure gold. I have footage of Brenda just parking her golf cart and staring at my house for minutes. I have clips of her trespassing on my lawn to inspect the bricks. But then I caught the smoking gun. My camera recorded a conversation with my neighbor, and you will not believe what he said. He said, "You really ticked off Brenda, huh?" Yeah, well, Brenda told my wife at the potluck last month that she was going to make an example of you because she didn't like your attitude when you first moved in. I couldn't believe it. I had it. I had proof on video that this was a personal vendetta. And just when I thought it couldn't get crazier, I got served. The HOA was suing me for thousands of dollars. They were taking me to court to force me to rip out my own driveway. This was total war. I was literally being sued by a giant organization over a few bricks because this one woman had a personal problem with me. Have you ever had an insane HOA story like this? Let me know in the comments right now. And if you want to see me win, smash that like button. The courtroom battle the day we went to court was insane. I'd never been sued in my life. On the other side was Brenda and the HOA's expensive lawyer, looking so smug, like they'd already won. Their lawyer went first and told the judge I was a rule breaker who was destroying the neighborhood's uniformity. Then they brought out their star witness, Brenda. She got on the stand and put on the performance of a lifetime. She faked tears. She said, "I tried to be reasonable, but he was just so hostile." She was lying about everything. I was watching the judge, and he looked like he was actually buying it. For a second, I thought we were going to lose. But then, it was our turn. My lawyer stood up and pulled out a GIANT poster board with 20 of my photos on it. He asked Brenda, "Are these homes in your neighborhood?" She said yes. Then he pointed to the yellow brick road driveway and asked, "Is this approved?" Brenda completely fell apart. She started stammering. "Well, that's different." My lawyer destroyed her, going through every picture, showing how she'd ignored dozens of other violations. Her entire case was collapsing in front of everyone, and then came the final blow. My lawyer said, "Your Honor, we have one last thing, a video." I saw pure panic in Brenda's eyes. They played the security camera footage for the entire court, and everyone heard it. Crystal clear. Brenda told my wife she was going to make an example of you because she did unlike your attitude. The courtroom went dead. Silent. Brenda's face turned bright red. She was busted. The judge leaned forward, looked right at her, and said the most savage line ever. "Ma'am, not only are you mistaken, but this video evidence suggests a personal vendetta. This lawsuit is frivolous and brought in bad faith." He slammed his gavel. Case dismissed. And then he ordered the HOA to pay all of my tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees. We won everything. The resolution and aftermath. Walking out of that courtroom was one of the best moments of my entire life. Brenda and the HOA board literally ran out of the building. The news about the video spread through the neighborhood like crazy. An emergency meeting was called, and Brenda was forced to resign in disgrace. The HOA had to write me a massive check for my lawyer, which completely wrecked their budget. Life is back to normal, but better. The new HOA is awesome. The reign of terror is over. And now, every single morning when I see my awesome brick-bordered driveway, I smile. It's not just a driveway, it's a monument to winning against a bully. So what did we learn today? First, know the rules better than they do. Second, document everything. Your phone is your best weapon. Get cameras. Get proof. And third, never let a bully push you around. They expect you to give up. Don't. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this epic story of justice, destroy that subscribe button and share this with someone who's dealing with their own HOA Karen. Let's help everyone win. Keep sharing your stories below, and I'll see you in the next video.